Hello and welcome to another Renaissance Reacts with Sen and myself, Lacey. If you're new, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and also check out the channel for all the other wonderful content. Said, you know about the song this time. What is it we will be listening to?
Well, when we say knowledge is a beautiful thing, isn't it? That we can all pretend we've had. But no, this was we've been seeking recommendations, let's say, from the outside world. We're doing it via Twitter. We'll put something up on the Facebook group in the near future, and what we want to do is build up a plethora of songs for us to be able to tap into. But when we did our first behind the scenes attempt at doing this, I asked my niece, and I'm going to go with what I said on that one that we never published, but I'll go with it again. My favourite niece. That's just to make the other one step up her game a bit for some potential songs that we could listen to. And bless her, at the time, she gave us three. And as I say, we did a dummy one once and we went through one of them. But we thought it'd be quite apt to revisit the rest of that list. So this is by Alas, and I'm saying Alas because I can see off to the side here, off to the side there, sorry, that there's a girl with blue hair that's about to come on the screen, but someone called Madeline The Person, and the song is called August. And I think it's fair to say, Chris, that both you and I have no knowledge of whom this is, what this is, or what we're about to get. So it's going to be a real surprise for us. And as ever, usual rules apply. Do something comedy gold to signify that you want to pause it, and then through it, we'll pause if anything's tickled our fancy or made us laugh. And good luck, mate. And as ever, I'll see you on the other side. Oh, and before I do that, I'm going to make us a little bit bigger. Right.
You're too many states away. You never said goodbye to my dog, the one that died, that loved you quite a lot. I wish I could complain to you, but I can't risk sounding a bore. I just miss my dog and I miss you all the more. I glued my fingers together and you can't see the ground in my room.
It's a chirpy little number, isn't it?
It is, especially, about a dead dog.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a cheap win there, isn't it? I think we said it on every other podcast I've ever been on. Mention a dog, and you've got me. But yeah, she's not full of the larks, is she? I'm wondering whether we transition into some kind of pop song in a minute, and it perks back up. But yeah. I just wanted for the watchers of this to realise that we do acknowledge that doesn't seem to be a jolly number, this one.
No, though she is eating a wonderful cereal there,
Yeah.
multicoloured, full of all the sugars.
I like the fact that she's borrowed Deirdre Barlow's glasses from Coronation Street in the 80s as well. I think that's a standout for me. But well, let's see whether things get any better for her.
They predicted bad weather, but I guess the sun shines 'cause you asked it to. I was counting on that thunder though, to press reset on my soul. But then you reached out and you held my hand through the phone, and suddenly I don't feel so alone. You left me with only the scent of you, so I keep meeting you in my dreams. Maybe one night I can finally say what I mean. If I could put the words into melodies, oh, it would be a beautiful song. But it's August now and it still just comes out wrong. I glued my fingers together and you can't see the ground in my room.
Nothing musical to add at this stage. I think we'll do that afterwards.
No.
But I do like her hair. And I know this isn't supposed to be, but everything I normally comment on is visual. But Getting strong Scott Pilgrim versus the World vibes from this lass's haircut.
I'm getting very 70s house vibes from the beige house that they are in.
It crossed my mind of like, what clothes shop did these guys go to? And that's no criticism of it, but man, like I would not know where to put their two outfits together from unless we borrowed our comic book stash time machine and literally went back to the 70s and bought these outfits.
He predicted bad weather, but I guess the sun shines 'cause you asked it to. I was counting on that thunder though, to press reset on my soul. But then you reached out and you held my hand through the phone, and suddenly I don't feel so alone. Ground in my room. They predicted bad weather, but I guess the sun shines 'cause you asked it to. I was counting on that thunder though, to press reset on my soul. But then you reached out and you held my hand through the phone, and suddenly I don't feel so alone. And suddenly I don't feel alone.
Well, I'm going to throw it to you first, Chris, because obviously this coming from what I previously named as my favourite niece, so I want to leave a bit of suspense as to whether she's lost her crown or not based off of that recommendation.
Well, it was good they were wearing beige in a very beige house because it's a very beige song. Until sort of the last third, it just was there. It was non-offensive, but did nothing.
See, this is one of the things that I think is hopefully going to be good about doing this. Is that obviously in this case there's the two of us, and we've said before we hope to get some of the other boys on at certain points to do this. But I think it's like kind of a nice, interesting yardstick to our taste in music, because I think I liked this a lot more than you did. Certainly for me, it was less beige than I think you felt it was. My biggest problem was the dude, and I believe his name's Adam Melchor, who comes on and sings in it. He can get in the bin as far as I'm concerned. I had no kind of love for his voice. It was just kind of there. That's as beige as it got for me. As I just thought he's really not doing anything. And whenever he was on there, either singing solo or when they were kind of duetting on it, that's where it really lost interest for me. Whereas the rest of it, I really liked her voice. I thought she had a really kind of nice tonal voice, interesting, something, I'm going to say a little bit different, but of course there are, in any musical genre, there are thousands of people doing similar sort of things. But for me, not something that I naturally would have probably picked up and listened to. And I kind of loved the lilt, the sadness that kind of come in her voice and the way she delivered it. But yeah, I was keen on, let's say, half of it because of that. But yeah, bad addition of that guy. I felt like he added nothing, and if anything, he detracted from it for me.
Yeah, it's.
But I can see what you're saying, Beige, though, because it's quite simple with the music, isn't it? It's quite sedate. It's just got that very kind of simple piano playing in the background. But I thought that allowed her voice to shine a bit.
Yeah, her voice is all right. Just have. So I'm not expecting her to break out into some sort of giant sort of tone shift or something like that, but there to be at least a slight difference in there
Yeah.
somewhere. Just
Well, I
like
mean,
like knock it up an octave, or down an octave,
but,
or just a
but
bit of a
maybe if we eradicated him from the song, it actually turns into probably a 2 minute, like low 2 minutes, and I think maybe it doesn't. You don't need that change at that point because it's just a very kind of
yeah.
short endeavor, possibly. Did the video do anything for you?
No.
That's where I'd go beige. I mean, other than cereal bowls and some horrible looking like spaghetti hoops at some point, it
Yeah.
was it was a bit of a nothing video for me. You said about like the last third of the song. In the last third of the video, I think they found a couple of quid down the back of the couch because then all of a sudden you had like effects where they were appearing in the room where they hadn't been there, and a kind
Yeah.
of thunderous cloud in the background. But yeah, the video didn't kind of add anything to me. It didn't kill it for me, but I think that's where I'd lean into bland. So would you listen to anything else by Madeline the Person? Has it intrigued you enough to go, I wonder what else is in the catalogue? I didn't think it was going to. Yeah. I think the description
No.
of it's really bland is probably a sad indictment of it. Do you know what? I would be interested to see what her other stuff sounds like. So when she's on her own, and as you say, it was kind of, it didn't really go anywhere musically. It didn't have any crescendos,
Yeah.
any ups or downs or anything like that. I think I'd be interested to see if other stuff like hers followed that similar pattern, or whether they allowed it to go elsewhere. I kind of, oh god, when you say stuff out loud about music and people can jump on you. The thing I did like about the music is it had a kind of, even though it was piano, it had a late 70s, not too dissimilar to stuff that you'd probably hear on like a week of Bowie songs and stuff like that kind of vibe to it, and I quite like that. So, but yeah, I would listen to more, but I wouldn't rush out to listen to more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, if you listen to more and goes, yeah, she's got somewhere, stuff happens, then maybe. But yeah, this does not fill me with intrigue.
And again, that's the beauty of this, isn't it? We're looking to listen to stuff that is maybe not in our wheelhouse, or is in our wheelhouse, hopefully some of it, but just stuff that we probably wouldn't come across any other way, and see if we can find anything we like. Yeah, I'd say it's fine, and I'm intrigued in her enough to go. I would listen to at least one or two more songs and see whether there's any more to it than that. And let's go with she's holding on to favourite needs, because the one that we didn't release was actually quite cool. So she's batting a 50-50 average so far, but you just haven't seen the good one yet.
So that will be us for this episode. As always, like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow the channel.
Leave us recommendations in the comments,
Yes.
because this will, if it doesn't, it will just turn into me and Chris playing our favourite songs to each other every week, which sounds beautifully romantic, but we do want to be a bit more of a journey of discovery than that.
Yes. So until next time, goodbye.